Hello boys and girls, and welcome along to 2013. This is Chris Reardon welcoming you to today's United Kingdom talk on New Year's Day, January the 1st, 2013. Here I sit at the beginning of a new dawn. Well, I blooming well hope so, because it's been a right old 2 weeks, as you well know. Now, I've had quite a lot of emails building up here, so I'm going to go straight into those. The next 2 or 3 shows, I'll be telling you all about my Christmas and what's been going on. But as there were some emails here, they'd arrived just before Christmas and during Christmas, and as we're sort of coming out of that now, I thought I'd better do these first. Incidentally, some of you might be wondering why I'm still sitting next to a Christmas tree when perhaps you may be thinking Christmas is over. I go by the 12 days of Christmas, okay? So all my decorations and things stay up until 12 days after. So you'll see these wonderful little bits and pieces for another couple of shows, those of you that watch the show, okay? Oh, incidentally, something brand new for this year, I have decided to try, well, I've written it down somewhere, there it is. I've decided to try, once again, Twitter. Now, I've never quite understood the purpose of it. I have been back on it for a couple of weeks. So if you want to join me on Twitter, it's the same username as Facebook. My Twitter name is Chris Reardon UK. All right, ChrisReardon UK, Chris Reardon UK. And of course, I'm on the Facebook as well, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK as well. So Twitter, Chris Reardon UK, and facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. See, so many different things now. Apparently, one of my friends, Helen, who I did a little job, I became friends after I did a little job for her back towards the end of last year. And her name's Helen. You might remember her, actually. It was her 50th birthday party that we did in a marquee, and it was very cold in there. I've become good friends with her, actually, after doing the job. And she was saying her children tell her that apparently Facebook is now for only old people, and young people are now into Twitter, and what was the other thing? Instagram. Now, I don't quite understand Instagram. This was the thing bought by Facebook, wasn't it? For $1 billion or something ridiculous like that. And it basically involves putting your pictures on the internet. Well, we can already do that on Facebook. So I don't understand why someone would want to spend vast sums of money buying something that we can already do, albeit making the photo green or some sort of strange, filter across the top of the picture. I mean, what is the point of that? But there we are. That's why I've gone back on Twitter, because I've been told only old people go on Facebook now. Although I am still on Facebook, of course. Okay. So Twitter, Chris Reardon UK. James sent this in just before Christmas. There's a couple of emails that came in just before Christmas, and things have happened since then, so they're kind of a little bit, behind. But nevertheless, you sent them in, so I must read them out. James says, "Hi Chris, I saw the show where you were talking about Katie. I hope the operation goes well." Well, it's happened. It did and it didn't, sort of thing. More to come on that. I think go for the operation if it improves her quality of life. I know it must be a difficult decision. Yes, it was. On the subject of Canary Wharf, where you were recently working, I've never been there by car, but I think there are car checks now after the terrorists blew up the Baltic Exchange there in the 90s with a car bomb. Yes, Canary Wharf, where I worked, again, just before Christmas for someone's Christmas party. There's security everywhere. Unbelievable amount of security there. It's like a city within a city, it really is. It is said that the checks happen now that the world we live in. I've been to Canary Wharf a few times about 7 years ago via the Jubilee line, where I saw the shopping centre, which is nice. I've been there a couple of times to interchange with the Docklands Light Railway. It's amazing that it runs on its own. Yes, the Docklands Light Railway is one of those trains that doesn't have a driver. It's all computerised, which for some of you in other parts of the world is quite a normal thing. Here in the UK, we worry about trains with no drivers. Indeed, they, I think, really all train. I think I'm right in saying now that trains actually no longer need drivers. They run much more efficiently and effectively without drivers. So interesting thing there. Would I get on? I think I would get on a train without a driver. But strangely enough, not a plane. They were also talking about planes without pilots, which is just a really weird thing. Would you want to go on a plane without a pilot? There's a question for you. I've got an email address if you want to join in any time, boys and girls. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. James says, when I went up to Canary Wharf about 7 years ago via the Jubilee line and Dockland Light Railway, I never went through any security checks. So there must be something specific they are looking for, from James. I think it's probably, you can't really check everyone that comes by train, I would guess, James. But certainly you would have to check cars and that going through. I'm just sitting here talking to you and I've just realised my television upstairs has just switched itself on. I'm going to have to pop up there for a second. Could you just wait a minute? I'm so sorry about this. Of course, I've got this microphone attached to me now. Just a minute. I'm going to have to take this off a second. What a good start to the show. I should just take this off. I won't be a second. I'm just going to turn my telly off. There we are. Oh, no, you've seen the tracksuit bottoms now, haven't you? Oh. I'm coming. Oh dear. Just put my little microphone back on here. Just up there and... Excuse me a moment. Hope you didn't see any flesh there. Yeah, I've got the tracksuit bottoms on today. I really haven't bothered at the bottom half of it. Because I didn't really think you were going to be able to see the bottom half of me today. I intended to sit down throughout the whole show, but unfortunately you've seen it now, and what a scruffy old thing I look today, don't I? By the way, I'm actually recording this show at, where's the time? At 7:30 on New Year's Eve. Now, normally on a New Year's Eve I'd be working. I'll tell you more about that. Perhaps I might not have time today because I want to go do all these emails and things. But I am indeed not working New Year's Eve this year. And it's my own fault. It's a bit of an accident happened just after Christmas. I shall tell you about that later. Hello to Robert in Iceland, who says, Dear Chris, oh my dear good friend, I do not have sons. Remember we showed you a picture of two lovely little people in Iceland, Robert's children. Well, they're not sons. They're the two children at the ice hockey match are my daughters, Solveig Lilja and Kristin Lara. They are, to my shame, quite vicious on the ice. And I can only say sorry to the broken bodies that mark the passage across the ice. They have this deep-set Viking spirit, and this, when blended with English sneakiness, is something that keeps me awake at night. They are the light of my life. You light up my life. And to the eye that I always sleep with one eye open. They are Vikings girls, and heaven help the poor chaps or chapesses that fall to their charm. And that's from Robert in Iceland. Yes, I'm sorry about that, Robert. The picture, it's always difficult, I think, to tell children who have dressed up in something, in their case, ice skating gear. And I thought there were two boys. Funnily enough, the same thing happened. I put some pictures of Evie, my great niece, on the Facebook the other day, and someone thought that she was a boy, and of course she's a girl. Isn't it funny how it's difficult to tell at a younger... Indeed, it's difficult to tell sometimes at older ages now. Some of the people I know, let me tell you that. Is it a girl or a boy? Who knows? How old are they? About 30? Very difficult to tell. Hello to lovely Joy. Hello, Joy. Lovely to hear from you, darling. Joy D, who says, well, Chris, we have had it in Chicago on Channel 7, Merlin, the show, but it was cancelled after season 3, because we were talking about Merlin, which has now finished. So the reason I watched season 1 and 2 so far is through Hulu. I don't know what Hulu is. Is that some internet thing or some TV channel you have over there? I saw other seasons that I could watch from Amazon, but I don't think I've seen season 5 yet. We'll check. Let me tell you, Joy, season 5, or we call it here series 5 of Merlin is the last series they're going to make. And it has finished now, finishing here in the UK on Christmas Eve. It is the best series out of all of them. I mean, it really is. I don't know. I mean, you know, you're going to be a while to tell you, but the last few episodes are absolutely outstanding. They really took my breath away, and the last one is fantastic. Joy, I'm going to tell people what happens now because we're a week away now. So if you don't want to listen to this bit, just go through a couple of minutes to the show. Okay, just bypass a couple of minutes and you'll miss what I'm about to hear, what I'm about to say, all right? Okay, so the last one of Merlin, as you know, boys and girls, those of you that saw it, absolutely outstanding. And King Arthur dies. He dies. And Merlin comes out and tells him that he has magic and he is indeed a sorcerer. And at first, Arthur kind of pushes him away, you know, because he's held this secret. For 5 years, we've been waiting for this to come out. We really have. And it ends up with Merlin crying, and then Merlin eventually kills Morgana, the evil sister of Arthur, and then Arthur dies as well. And it's just, I was in tears. Not just because of the sad bits, it was just so, I mean, it completely had my concentration. Now, I have great respect for the BBC and the stuff that they've made over the years, but this has got to be the best piece of drama I have ever seen made by the BBC. It has been outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And, you know, I was very disappointed to see when they cancelled the series, and I couldn't understand why it was. Well, I don't know if it was cancelled, but they said the series was coming to an end. No one said it was cancelled. And I was disappointed, but when you see that last episode, you kind of understand why that's where it comes to an end. You do. And of course, Arthur's wife, what's her name? Oh, what's her name? Queen Guinevere. Arthur's wife. Oh, I just put my head down. You saw the bald spot. I know. Don't go on about it. I'm used to it now, especially for my nephew. You know, oh, Chris, you've got even bolder. And my niece, oh, Chris, what are those grey bits in your hair? Aren't they lovely children? They really are. Yes, Queen Guinevere, of course, is now queen. So, yes, it could pick up again if they wanted to bring it back. But as the series goes so far, what they've done for the last 5 years, up to that point, it comes to a natural end. And I have thoroughly enjoyed that series. Really have. If you haven't seen it, please get it. It's just marvellous. Joy, are you back with us now, dear? I do hope so. Joy says, also, I hope most kitty cat will be fine and on the mend. She's such a sweetheart. Thanks for reading my email. P.S. I will be sticking with my Windows 7 for a while to come. Yet me too. The trouble is, of course, Joy, when you want to go out and buy another computer. Now, last year, I bought a new laptop for my work. I change that every 2 years. And to be honest, my main computer in the office is now starting to show signs of tiredness. Do you know what I mean? You know, when it starts slowing down and you know, you do things to it and to try and speed it up and what have you. But that is now showing signs of sleepiness, shall we say. And of course, the next time I get another computer, it will automatically have Windows 8 on it, won't it? Which is a bit of a pain in the arse, really. But what can you do, you know? There's another email here from Robert, who sent this just before Christmas on the 23rd of December. Of course, after you heard and some of you saw the episode of me talking about Katie and how ill she was. And Robert wrote, Robert in Iceland wrote, "Dear Chris, it was a difficult podcast to listen to, for it brought back memories of a dear friend that have passed. That time is a great healer, and that you have nothing to blame yourself for, because as you know, I decided to have the operation and it didn't quite go to plan. I hope for the continued improvement is Katie, all your friends do. I've found that each and every time I've had to face this, i.e. a pet dying, I think he says, was that I wanted to talk about it while my friends wanted to avoid the subject. It is a taboo, this dying thing, but I think he's talking about not just pets, but everyone else as well. If we don't talk about it, then it will not happen. That's what kind of goes through people's heads. You know, if you don't talk about dying, then it's not going to happen. Well, you know better, don't you? We all know better. You had to make a choice, and you did the only thing you could do, and that was gather the expert advice and then deal with it, and you did. I wish we could second-guess the future. Choices made seem to be the wrong ones when the sequence of events has unfolded. We do our best. You did your best and are continuing to do so. If it's Katie's time, then that's it. Though things do have a way of just turning around, you never know. The sun will rise, and with it Katie will be bouncing around like a kitten. Katie was your mother's cat, was she not? Yes, she was. I think you're coming to a point there. Maybe she hung around long enough to see you on your way, and fate is working to return her home to your mother. And then maybe not. Change is a worry. We fear it. We understand it not. Be above all kind to yourself and take the future as being what it is. Katie's future is good whatever happens. She might spend a while yet with you, or she may head home, as we all must do at some point. A tear is evidence that your soul is alive and doing well. Honestly, Richard, honestly, Robert, you're starting me off now, dear. The people of no faith have lost contact with the rhyme of Mother Earth, the rhythm of Mother Earth. Why I do believe in a spiritual world? Because I carry with me all of the time the people and friends, family, non-family and animals that have shaped me. I find it not to see the evidence I find it hard to not see the evidence of a spiritual world. With love from your Icelandic family, Robert, Birgitta, Solveig, Lilda, Kristin, Lara, Pillar the cat, Tiger the cat, and Mr. Weasley the cat. That's a wonderful email, Robert. It really is. And yes, I think whatever religion you follow, I think spirits do play a part of it. I've always believed in ghosts and spirits and things like that as well. And if the can't remember what the word is. What's the word for all that? Generally, the supernatural. Yeah, I do believe there's definitely something there. James writes on the 22nd of December now. Hi Chris, I hope you are okay and your blood tests went okay. Well, they were still showing some level a bit high, so since then I've had to go back to the hospital and had another 2 blood tests done, and I'm waiting to hear for the results of those now. It's what's it got? The cortisol level. I think they said the cortisol level's a bit high, so I've now had to go back to the blood test hospital, have 2 more blood tests done, and we'll see how that goes. I forgot about the Christmas arrangements for your shows, and I hope to see you on United Kingdom Talk again soon. Well, here we are on the first day of 2013. They're very good to watch, and I hope that Christmas goes well at your sister's. I think it did, yes, it certainly did. I wasn't there. I know you usually go and see her at Christmas. Also wanted to say, did you get fed up with the hype of the end of the world? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Did I believe it? No. But, you know, there's always, you know, when someone comes out with this, the end of the world, and there's all this build-up and all that, and there is this little doubt in your mind that says, you know what if they were right? What if there was a planet out there on its way to us and it was going to crash into us, or an asteroid, or, I don't know, something? What if they're right? Does that ever go through your mind? It does mine. Also wanted to say, I don't know how someone can give a precise date for the world happening. Hope Katie's ear is okay and recovering very well. On Christmas Eve, excuse me, Spirit Dovey writes, wow, Christmas miracle, let's keep going. Merry Christmas. Because, boys and girls, on Christmas Eve, have I got this right? Yes. On Christmas Eve, I got a phone call from the cat hospital, the vet, the animal hospital. I call it cat hospital. And they told me her calcium level had gone up slightly and I was to take her home because on Christmas Day, unfortunately, there's no one at the cat hospital. If they need to go and give them treatments, then what they do is they go there at whatever time they have to give the treatments. They give the treatment to all the animals and then they go home again. But basically, the animal is fairly alone. Well, it is alone for most of Christmas Day. So they like to send them back if at all possible. And she had got slightly better, only a slight tiny bit. So I brought her home, and you may have seen a little update on Facebook, YouTube, and those of you that download the podcasts on iTunes as well, there was a little update on the fact that I brought Katie home, and although she was quite weak, and that I was able to bring her home Christmas Eve, and that was all rather marvellous. And Christmas Eve I went to work, and my best friend Ronnie came round here and saw her at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, and I got home about 1 o'clock in the morning Christmas Day, and he came to check she was all right and give her a tablet as well because she had to have these calcium tablets. That was it really. And then Christmas Day I spent alone actually. I went to church in the morning, which was quite nice. I haven't been to church around here Christmas morning before, because usually, as I say, I would have done the job Christmas Eve and then gone up to my sister's. But I didn't. I stayed here. And so I went to church and I came back home here. And Ronnie and his boyfriend came over, and I did them like a Christmas morning breakfast, which was okay. I don't know, it didn't quite work out how I wanted, but they ate it. We had these Quorn bacon slices. Now, I'm a fan of Quorn. As you know, I'm vegetarian. Actually, I have a New Year's Eve resolution I'll tell you about in a second. And we tried, the Quorn stuff is usually quite good. There are some things which don't quite work. Quorn cottage, was it cottage? No, that works. Quorn lasagna. That doesn't quite work for me. It just doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It kind of doesn't come together properly. And also Quorn, and we had on Christmas morning, we had the Linda McCartney vegetarian sausages. Oh, beautiful. We had baked beans, we had scrambled eggs, and we also had these Quorn bacon slices. And it was the bacon slices that let it down, really. They just didn't really work. You understand what I mean? So I won't have those again. But that was Christmas morning, and then they went, and then really for the rest of the day I was on my own, and I watched a lot of television. I watched the last 2 episodes of Merlin, which was, as I say, outstanding. Had a little sleep in the afternoon, got up, watched some more telly in the evening, and all this time Katie spent most of that time on my lap, and it was quite nice. It was nice. Boxing Day, well, some other stuff happened Boxing Day. I'll have to tell you about that on the next show, I think. Jessie BT wrote as well, Chris, on the subject of, remember I say people are walking around like zombies now, and you wonder, are they being programmed by governments, conspiracy theory. And Jessie BT says, Chris, I do totally agree. People are being programmed, and yes, the government knows this. That's why it's so important to raise our children and teach them right from wrong, and to be kind to others with respect, and we certainly do. And I do think a lot of the time, certainly young people, I see a lot, not all of them, a lot of them, they absolutely have no respect for anyone or anything other than what they want. Now, it has to be said, I've often seen parents as well with no respect for the children, the way they're spoken to, especially perhaps adult children. I've seen people shouting at their children you know, in their 20s and 25s, and parents are shouting at them like they're still the boss. Now, hang on a minute, you're still talking to an adult. You're talking to an adult now, not a child. You need to respect them and back the other way as well. So, yes, I see what you're saying there. So, thank you, Jessie BT. I think that's Joy, isn't it? Is that Joy, Jessie BT? I told you before, you've got to sign these. If you're not using your right name, you've got to sign these YouTube messages because they confuse me, dear. They confuse me. Hello to Irvin Distiller, who said, very tasteful decorations, Chris. Did you help assemble them? No, I didn't. Ronnie did all the Christmas decorations here in the living room. Hello to a new person, Angela. Hello, Angela, who says, hi, Chris. Although I've listened to you for a long time, I've never written before. I just wanted to drop you a short note telling you that myself and my family are all praying for Katie. I have both cats and dogs, and I don't care what anyone says. You can get very attached to them and worry about them like a friend or family member. Oh, absolutely. You know, when someone sends me a message or I see something on Facebook saying my dog has died, my cat's died, you know, whatever, my rabbit's died. It is a member of the family, isn't it? It absolutely is a member of the family. And Katie is my family here. You know, she really is. Please do not feel guilty about the decisions you made about the operation as you discussed on your last show, because the last show, of course, was just before Christmas. I did say we'd have a little break, so there we are, we're back now. As anyone can tell you, if they listen to you for any amount of time, that you are a good person with a great heart. Oh, not good enough, I'm afraid. Not good. I would love to be a good person. And so one of my things this year, I want to become a better person. You understand what I mean? I want to become a better person. I want to become less selfish and more giving. That's what I want to do. She says, a good person with a great heart, and I believe no matter if she got the operation or not, if it was her time, it was her time no matter what you will do, which is exactly the same, of course, as what Robert was saying in an email there. No one can know what will happen, but please know that my prayers are both with you and beautiful Katie. I'm sick with flu tonight. Oh, Angela, that was on Christmas Day. I hope you're better now, my darling. But when I feel better, I will write more about my corner of the world and what goes on there. So don't know where you are, Angela. And your email doesn't give me a clue either. No idea where you are, Angela. P.S. Thanks for a lot for getting me hooked on Merlin. Is that a fantastic show or what? Yes, it was, Angela. I hope you've seen it all now, my darling. I haven't given the game away before you've seen the end of it, have I, Angela? Oh, dear. Sorry. Sorry. Hello to Jerry. Hello, Jerry Green. How are you? Happy Christmas to both of you. Hope Kate is getting better. Hello to the Z-Log. The Z-Log, and that's... is that young lad in Australia, in orange. Zach, sorry, Zach, your name went out of my head for a minute. Merry Christmas, mate. I hope Katie is feeling better soon. And Jessie BT, another one sent on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to you both. That's Katie. She's a trooper. Hey, now I'm very happy Katie's coming along well. And I see a blanket of snow where Jessie BT was. Oh, you lucky thing. A little bit of snow. Well, I say lucky thing. I hate it. It looks very pretty from a window, but it's not nice to go out in snow, is it? Hello to Mike Cullen, who says, hope you had a wonderful Christmas, Chris, and glad Katie's okay. Cordy, that's his lady, and I have been quite worried about her, so happy she's getting better. All of our love, and that's from young Mike. So thank you for that, Mike. Yes, a couple of things I was going to tell you. This year, New Year's resolution, I want to become a better person. I want to become more giving, less selfish, and nicer. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to do. That's my ambition this year. Also, I want to take the vegetarian thing a step closer, a step further. I've already knocked out dairy products now. I have found some different brands of cheese, which are quite acceptable to taste. The milk's already gone. I'm on soya milk now. And I think this year I might become vegan. I'm going to try and become vegan, I think, throughout the course of the year. I'm not going to try and do it suddenly. I gradually knock out the things that contain animal products. I guess it's going to be quite difficult, really, because you get animal products in all sorts of things, including ice cream. You know, ice cream has got animal products in it. You wouldn't think of that, would you? And sweet things like biscuits, animal fats. So this is going to be quite difficult, but I shall do my best. And as you know, I'm very hot on animal cruelty, and indeed factory farming is a big real upset to me. I watch these films and I get very, very upset and things like that. And you know, once again, it's how you feel about it, isn't it? You know, I try sometimes to show these films to members of my family, and their answer is, turn it off, I don't want to know. And that saddens me, really, that they don't want to know what goes on. And I think it's a shame, really. You know, how can we say we're caring and compassionate about each other when the same cannot be said by the animals? And I do get quite upset. But we're going to try and take it one step further. I've already bought my first pair in this house of non-animal type shoes. These are a lovely pair of blue boots that I bought on sale today, £39. Okay, and they're all plastic and whatever, made by Gola. Very nice indeed. And I had these on today, actually, on my bicycle. And very comfortable indeed they are too. So no more leather shoes, no more leather trainers, none of that. I'm not going to chuck away what I've got. I think that's just silly. You know, if you've got them already, wear them until they're worn out. You know, it's silly to chuck them away if you've already got them. But I certainly won't support these animal industries anymore by buying things like that. So that's it, really. What else was I going to tell you? Didn't I say I was going to tell you something else? Was I referring to another email there? Just a bit, I've lost the plot again, haven't I? This often happens, doesn't it? You know, we get halfway through something and I forgot what the bloody hell I was saying. Oh, yes. So that's that there. Just a second. And the rest of the emails came in just after Christmas, and I'm going to hold on to those, okay? Now, just to let you know, here we are New Year's Eve, so quite a bit of time has passed now between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. We've had a good week. And I have to tell you, Katie, I got a phone call this afternoon from the vet, because once again this morning she's had to go in for another blood test. We've had a few blood tests since she came home. And I have to tell you today, I got a phone call from the vet to tell me her calcium levels are now normal. So she really is out of the woods. Katie is a lot better now. I wish she was here. If I call her, she won't come. And you know, what more could you wish for? So she's doing extremely well. She sleeps next to me on the bed. I think she's out in the kitchen at the moment, probably asleep on the mat out there. She's much quieter now than she used to be, but I gather because before she had the operation, it was to remove her overactive thyroid. She was like a kitten, running up and down the stairs and just being... So she'd be sitting on your lap, and all of a sudden she'd just jump off and shoot out the door. It's the weirdest thing ever. Apparently this was all to do with her metabolism being caused by the overactive thyroid gland. So now she's completely calmed down, probably more of being with a cat of her age, because she's about 14 years old. So I'm very pleased to tell you that she is doing extremely well. Okay? And she's in here with me on a New Year's Eve, and that's just fantastic. Now, just before I go today, I've got a load of presents. I've got some lovely presents from my sister and her family, because I did actually manage to get up and see her. I'll tell you all about that in the next couple of shows, okay? Because something else happened on Boxing Day, and you will die when I tell you. I mean, it has been a right old 2 weeks. It has. Something happened Boxing Day that made me cancel my work. Saturday, Sunday, and even New Year's Eve. I had to cancel my work New Year's Eve. I'll tell you all about that on the next show. But before we go, I just got these two items from people that sent them into the postal address that I have. Okay, first of all, a lovely card here from some of our listeners and viewers in Canada. From Matthew and Heather, we miss you. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All the best from 2013. And it's like a picture card type thing, and it's ever so nice. It's really, really nicely done there. So they sent that in to me. So thank you very much for that, Matthew. It is much, much appreciated. And I actually got these just after Christmas, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And also, the lovely Marge. Marge, did you put a little note in? Where's that little note? You put a little note in with that, didn't you? And what have I done with that? Oh, sorry, Marge, I haven't got the note here. But nevertheless, this is from Marge, who sends us in all the way from the USA. And it's a American Kit Kat, which I have to tell you, Marge, looks nothing at all like our Kit Kat bars. It's like twice the size. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, actually. If it's come from America, it doesn't surprise me at all. But it's twice the size of the Kit Kat bars that we have here in the UK. There must be, how many fingers on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. King size Kit Kat, guys. We don't have these. We don't have Kit Kat bars like this. What I'll do, Marge, is go out and buy some Kit Kats, I think, and I'll show you the normal size of Kit Kats that we get here. So these two came. Now, I'm assuming now that I have everything that everyone has sent in, okay? So please, if you sent something else in, could you let me know, and I'll have a look around for it at work, because usually the postal address stuff goes straight to one of my places of work where the manager, Jimmy, kindly allowed me to use that postal address for people to send things in, as there were some of you that wanted a postal address to send stuff in. Okay then, well that's it from the show today. Once again, a very, very happy New Year 2013 to you. What are your New Year's resolutions? Is there anything you want to do? As I told you, I want to become a nicer person. I want to be less selfish. I wish I could become selfless like my mum and dad. Maybe that'll come in time, I don't know. I would love to be selfless just like they are. And also to move towards becoming vegan as well. Will I do that or not? Don't know. I'll do my best. You know, I'll make as little use as animal stuff, you know. And it goes, everything that I buy now, you know, if I was to buy a new settee, I have a leather settee here. Okay, I have a green leather settee. When that's replaced, and that is coming to the end of its life, it's a bit saggy now and all that. When that's replaced, it won't be leather, you know, that will be a cloth settee, and I shall make sure I don't want any animal things in there at all or anything like that. So there we are. Oh, just before I go on the show today, and I should see you again Saturday this week as well, I must show you what a little present I bought myself. The Barry Manilow 2013 calendar, boys and girls. Oh, yes. And it has endless pictures of the... Oh, hang on, I've got that the wrong way around, haven't I? There we are. I've got it upside down. The Barry Manilow official calendar. There he is in all his glory. Mr. Barry Manilow in a red top. He's got a red... He looks wonderful, doesn't he? There he is, March, April... Hang on a minute, where's January gone? January, where's February gone? January, there we are. Oh, there it is, stuck together there. January, February, he's got his white suit, and March, there he is, and he's got all various large pictures of Barry Manilow, which I bought from the States. Cost me $14 for the calendar, and about $20 postage. So it's $35 for a calendar to put on the wall. It's outrageous, isn't it? My Barry Manilow calendar, so I'm very, very pleased with that. And of course, I am going to see the man himself for my birthday on the 5th of February this year. It's only a few weeks away, isn't it now? I'll be 50 on the 5th of February. Unbelievable. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Don't forget, you can now follow me on Twitter as well. My Twitter name is Chris Reardon UK. Chris Reardon UK. Facebook as well, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. And indeed, don't forget the main site for this show is www.unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And tell me about your New Year's resolutions. There must be something, and it's not too late. If you haven't made one, not too late to do it. What do you want to do this year? Okay? What do you want to do this year to improve yourself or something like that? Oh, one of the other things I wanted to do is build up my mobile DJ thing. I've quite enjoyed doing that. You know, I want to improve myself this year. I really want to improve myself. Anyway, what about you? Let me know, okay, on the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or on Twitter, @Chris Reardon UK. Look, I can say that now. @Chris Reardon UK Twitter. Wow, I never thought I'd be saying that. See you on Saturday's show. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.